Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Just leaving his gym. My younger brother, he's got some work in. Talk about I don't see something cool with my brother's doors. Let me see. Joints go up. Bam. You know what I mean? What's good, Jay Jerk? What's good, bruh?
Bro, shit, not much. Did you
Uh,
get? Let them
what's
hear them
good, Ron
pipes.
Frankie?
Let them hear them pipes real quick. Go in the back of the car. I'm gonna rev the engine. Let them hear this.
We gonna get to my brother trying to show a damn car off, but
Don't try to show it off.
yeah. Go ahead. Y'all see my brother trying to show his shit off. All right. All right. Anyways, Timothy Mo, what's good, bruh? AZ, what's good? Kingpin, what it do? Let these doors down. Man. All right. All right, y'all. Let's get to it. So I watched the fight yesterday. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second, man. All right. So I watched the fight yesterday. Ronald Flinkley, one of my subs, says nice car. It's
Appreciate it, bro.
pretty nice ass car. I ain't gonna lie, my little brother. Good car, good car. All right. Anyways, fuck this car. fuck your
car, nigga.
fuck your seat, nigga. All right. Yeah, man. So I watched the fight yesterday. Michael Hunter. He did his thing, man. You know what I mean? I picked Hunter to win the fight. Kuzman, I knew he was going to try to do that. Put the high guard up, walk you down, wait till you get off, try to land left hooks and overhand rights, try to cut the ring off if he can. Then he wants to try to let his hands go. All right. Michael Hunter moves around too much. He has good awkward movement. It's good, but it's awkward. You know what I mean? Where his feet might be slightly apart or not at the angle that you would prefer. Timothy Mo says Kuzman too slow. Mike stayed busy off the jab. Yes, he did, and he was moving. He was moving at the waist, and he was throwing quick 1-2s, and that was throwing Kuzman off. So not only was it just the jab throwing him off, it was the movement throwing him off. It was the quick 1-2 throwing him off, and then Hunter would come in and hold. You know what I mean? So he was mixing it up, whether it was the movement, just the complete awkwardness. He wasn't giving Kuzman a set target to swing at. He always needed his feet set. You know what I mean? If you go watch Kuzman and some of his other fights against like Price, or even if you go watch his fights against like Joe Joyce when he was in the World Series of Boxing, he needs to be set, or he needs you right there to throw with him. Another thing I think that threw off Kuzman is when he did land, Hunter ate the motherfuckers like M&Ms, man. He was eating this shit like Pac-Man. You know what I mean? He was taking them well, and then he pretty much just dominated, man. I couldn't even see a round to really give Kuzman. I know during a telecast they gave him like one of the rounds, but Hunter ended up knocking him down with a left hook. It was a left hook that Kuzman didn't see. Speed kills. You know, I did a video a few years ago, man. It's still up. I forget the title of it, but it's something about if you type in Mr. Boxing Today 2, small heavyweights, it'll pop up. One of the subscribers was asking me a couple years ago, you know, since this is the new era of bigger, and see, when people say bigger heavyweights, I think they're mainly talking about taller. Because there was guys back in the 90s and 80s with, you know, 80-inch reaches and 82-inch reaches. There was guys that were 250 pounds then. It's just guys are taller. But to me, boxing is called weight classes, not height classes. So anyways, the question was posed to me a few years ago, would there ever be another, you know, shorter heavyweight, meaning a guy like between 5'11 and 6'3"? It's funny that 6'3" is considered short. But I'm like, yeah, man, just need the guy, somebody that has good timing, somebody that can make you fight at their pace, and fast hands that can move their feet. So it was no surprise. Well, it was an upset that Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua. But when you look at it through the style, look at it through the lens of the styles, no surprise at all. You know what I mean? So Timothy Moan says era of the short heavyweights is back. And Timothy Moan's a shorter heavyweight. Y'all go check out my man Timothy Moan. He's 5-0 down there in Louisville, Kentucky. Check my man out. All right. But Hunter went in there and did everything. He played to his advantages. And that's another thing that Kuzman tried to do at the weigh-in. He tried to do the old, it was either the weigh-in or was the last presser on that Thursday. But he tried to flinch. He tried to flinch at Hunter. And Hunter just looked at him like, what is he doing? You know, it was kind of like when Matt Barnes flinched at Kobe Bryant and Kobe was like, what are you doing? Michael, and I wrote it because the video I believe was on Fight Hype, and I wrote it in the comments, Michael Hunter's not the get punk type. He's not the get punk type. This dude comes from a family, he has fighting his bloodline. His dad beat a guy like Pinkline Thomas back in the day. he actually fight. He's like a carbon copy of his pops, man. To tell you the truth, you know what I mean. You're not going to scare somebody that's been fighting literally since they were 6 or 7 years old, bro. You're not. So when Kuzman did that, I thought it was a little out of his character because I've never seen him but try to punk somebody to weigh in or flinch it. So I've never seen him do that. And then once it didn't work, I was like, yeah, you're really in trouble because you're not. Hunter's not the get punk type, man. Been fighting since he was 6. He was an Olympian. He's been in about 9 Klitschko camps. People don't know that, but he's been in Klitschko camps since like 2012. He fluctuated from heavyweight and super heavyweight as an amateur. So he's fought big guys, 6'6", 6'7", you know what I mean? And surprisingly, he had the 4-inch reach advantage in this fight, and he utilized it by using his jab. You get what I'm saying? So his dimensions are kind of awkward, long arms. So you know, he had a 4-inch reach advantage on somebody that's, you know, an inch or two taller than him, outweighed him by about 30 pounds, but he had the longer arms. You dig what I'm saying? But he was mixing up levels. He was going to the body on Kuzman well. He was dropping his shoulders, throwing quick 1-2s, quick 2-3s, where he was throwing a straight right and then the left hook to the body on Kuzman. And when Kuzman, like I said, when he did land, Hunter just pretty much ate him, and then he moved. And Kuzman could not. He needed his feet set. The quickness. Now, when the fight first started, usually guys start off with, you know, tight high guard. You know, when you hit their guard and they're trying to wait for you to punch so they can get off, he was hitting with the nope, it don't hurt, or bring more. After the fight wore on, I knew all that. Yep, that don't hurt. I knew that shit was gonna go away. I knew that shit was gonna go away after he started to get through that guard, around that guard, and when Kuzman started to get tired. You know what I mean? So I'll get to y'all in a second in the chat. Let me just get this off real quick. And no, it's not pop. It's in a pop bottle, but it's not pop. It's tea. You know what I mean? But Hunter called out Povetkin. I think he could beat Povetkin, especially at this age, because Huey Fury was there to beat Povetkin. He was there to beat him. Has the tools, just couldn't utilize it the right way. And Hunter, just like Andrew Ruiz, is more willing. And he's willing to take way more chances. And another thing, and I keep going back to Ruiz and to Joshua because it's just a great example. Another thing that Kuzman had trouble with that Hunter presented was Hunter, like Ruiz, is always ready to throw. Kuzman, technically, textbooks wise, is doing the right thing. Get your feet set first, then throw. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's some guys where they can let their hands go even when their feet aren't on balance. Like when Ruiz would, and kind of like what Hunter did with Kuzma yesterday, what Ruiz did with Joshua, is when they get close and they're in close and they're tied up, usually a guy will say, all right, wait for the ref to break us, we break, get back to boxing. Hunter, just like Andrew Ruiz Jr., they tie up, they're not waiting for the ref, they'll lean back, left hook, right hook, left hook to the body. They can throw from that close. Feet don't have to be perfect, balance don't have to be perfect, but they'll just continuously let their hands go. It's hard. Sometimes big guys just technically, and their mechanics just don't move like that. They don't have that type of rhythm like that where they can punch in close and don't need a lot of room to get punches go. You dig what I'm saying? Hunter can do that. That poses a problem because you're not ready to fight. He is. You dig what I'm saying? Attacking guys where they're not ready to fight will get them in trouble. And Hunter is a sneaky, he got some sneaky pop. Sneaky pop. He's not Deontay Wilder with the punch. Well, shit, nobody really is, but he's not Anthony Joshua with the big head, but it's sneaky pop. You dig what I'm saying? And he's trying to catch you with that third shot, where it'll be jab, right hand, left hook, you know what I mean? Or jab, jab, right hand, left hook, right uppercut. You know what I mean? He's trying to catch you with that third, fourth shot. Appreciate that super chat from my man D-Style. D-Style's putting out great content. He says, I appreciate you making time to come on YouTube, bro. Appreciate that, D-Style. Somebody who I've been watching for 10 years plus. Did a lot of collabs with D-Style back in the day. Y'all go subscribe to my man D-Style Boxing. All right. He called out Povetkin. Hunter did. I think it'd be a good fight. Povetkin is ripe for the taking. He's a 40-year-old. Come forward, and you can get him susceptible to my brother with his car. But you can get him to be susceptible to plotting around and following you. Huey Fury had all the time to beat him. He didn't throw enough. He let somebody who was 16 years his senior outwork him. Hunter will not let Povetkin outwork him. If anything, Hunter get caught knocked out before he let Povetkin outwork him. You dig what I'm saying? And Hunter's only loss is to Usyk, one of the best fighters in the world, only the third cruiserweight to ever go undisputed. Evander Holyfield, O'Neal Bell, and now Usyk. And it's ironic, if you guys go to my playlist, my heavyweight prospect playlist, I actually did videos 3 years ago on a guy named Usyk, or 4 years ago, and a guy named Michael Hunter, who were cruiserweights at the time, but I always knew they were masquerading around as cruiserweights, and I knew they'll be heavyweights one day. So I was right about that, you know what I mean? And they ended up fighting after I did the prospect watch videos on both of those guys. Usyk is, man, that dude's tough. I know people say, oh, you know, they don't think his chin is good, or don't think he can take a punch from Wilder, and I say, look, man, I don't think nobody can take a punch from Wilder. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure too many people can take a 4-punch combination from Anthony Joshua. Well, Ruiz did, but you guys get what I'm saying. A lot of these guys can't take punches from the top punchers, so I wouldn't put that all just off on Usyk. Shit, there's other guys that are well over 250 pounds that I think that'll get knocked out. You know what I mean? But movement, hand speed, fighting when you're not ready to fight, and forcing a fast pace will always give a big guy problems. I don't give a fuck about this being the era of 6'8" and 6'9". Quickness, head movement, legs, moving around the ring, hand speed, and fighting when you're not ready to fight will give you problems. All right? Let me see who's in the building. Let me go back up top. Appreciate y'all showing up, man.
You telling them about the other you did?
No, not yet. I'm just going over this fight real quick. AZ, he says Hunter's a problem for anyone. Ronald Finkley says Carr is nice. Christian Lewis, the artist formerly known as Tomcat, says good performance by the bounty hunter. He played it smart. Jay Jerk says, damn, me and my brother are twins. Y'all look more alike than we do. The Fox Strikes was good, bruh. AZ says, I like bounty hunter more with every fight. Unorthodox boxer, different from other heavyweights. Yes, he is. Ronald Franklin says, I can see him and Usyk running it back. I can too, man. But Hunter's coming for that work, man, and he's not scared of these dudes. They're not going to intimidate him, man. You know what I mean? At all. All that being taller and more, you know, imposing looking and all that shit's not going to scare this dude, man. You know what I mean? And he got Hakeem Rockman. I seen Rockman doing a workout with him. Good person to have in his corner, man. Somebody that's been there, done that. Somebody that's experienced the high of the high and the lows of the lows. You know what I mean? Experience. Hakeem Rockman was a solid heavyweight in his day. Solid. You know what I mean? Scott 70 says Gorillas in the camp. Brooklyn Child Boxing. What's good, bro? Y'all go subscribe to my man Brooklyn Child Boxing. AMG2 Lions in the camp says, I think Hunter did well. Kuzman fought negative. He was just using his weight to tire Hunter out. And AMG, he was just fighting how he always fights. He was trying to wait for the perfect opportunity to have his feet set, then throw. It's a problem. That's a problem when you got a mover in front of you. And somebody that can move with their legs and they can bend at the waist. It's just a problem because it makes you kind of uncertain as to when to throw, because now you're worrying about, well, shit, if he's not there for me to hit, I don't want to get countered. And once you start doing all this thinking, you're getting punched in the face while you're thinking. You dig what I'm saying? And the guy's scoring points on you. AZ says Hunter was playing mind games at weigh-in, putting hand on Kuzman's shoulder to annoy him. I didn't notice that one, bro, but I did notice just Kuzman tried to flinch Cheto. Brooklyn Child Boxer says, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that high on Michael Hunter. Yeah, bro, like when you watch him, a lot of that stuff technically that he does, it looks kind of raggedy. It does. It just doesn't look. It doesn't look perfect, but it's effective. Awkwardness, you know what I mean? It's perfect for him. It's a perfect awkwardness. I'll put it like that. Brooklyn Child Boxing says, outside of Wilder, I can't see any American being a title holder. Well, technically, I mean, Andy Ruiz is Mexican, but shit, he was born here. You know what I mean? Man, I remember a time post or pre, you know, Wilder winning the WBC. I remember the time people saying that there won't be another American heavyweight forever. You know what I mean? People were pretty much banking on that. And we've had, you know, Wilder, shit, Charles Martin tasted, you know, had the title for, you know, one defense. You know what I mean? And then Andy Ruiz. So let me see here. Nitty G, salute, bro. AZ says Hunter wants Povetkin next will be a great on Saudi Arabia undercard. I favor Hunter. Yes, I'll favor Hunter too. And Hunter said he wants it in Saudi. You know what I mean? Hey, Hunter's not playing, man. He beat Martin Bakoli Alunga, who's another guy I've done a heavyweight prospect video on. And Alunga has came back from his defeat to Hunter. I'm glad they're not throwing him just some obscure journeyman guys. He's beat Yotoli Pereira, who was a Olympian, and Pereira lost a very close fight to Tyrone Spong, who's getting ready to fight Usyk. You could have Pereira probably won that fight. I thought the stoppage between Bakoli and Pereira was kind of fast, but he's beat him and he came back and beat Wak. So Bakoli's making some noise too after his loss to Hunter, and is making that win by Hunter look even better. Hunter also was able to stop Alexander Ustinov. Ustinov is long in the tooth, but he's a big motherfucker. He's like 300 pounds, 6'9", and he's hard to stop. And Hunter was able to do it, and he was able to knock down Kuzma with a good left hook. So he got that sneaky pop. Yes, Ronald Finkley, he is a dog for sure. The Fox Strike says, been hearing Mike's had sparring experience with some good fighters. Yeah, he's got to have a lot of spar. He's been in that, I know he works out at the Mayweather Boxing Club a lot. But yeah, he's been in nine Klitschko camps. Like the 2012 version of Klitschko too. Mark Wunderlich was good. Way too deep was good. D-style. Mahari Sports Nation, my Twin City homeboy. What's good, bro? I actually met Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Go subscribe to his channel. Actually got it. We did. No, yeah, we did. We met at the Final Four at the championship game. Virginia versus Texas Tech. Shouts out to him, man. Official AJ, what's good, bro? He says, good display by Hunter, dude's a dog. Yes, he is. James Ross was good. Gorugara was good, bro. He says, what do you think of Dubois versus how Hunter goes? Ooh, that's a good one. Right now, man, I think I'll favor Hunter. I know Dubois, maybe like in 5 years, I may favor Dubois, 4 years. But like if they were to fight next weekend, I'm going with Hunter, man. I think he has the experience. I think he could take a punch. And I think he'll probably drag Dubois to a place he's never been. He'll bring the fight to him. But with Hunter being willing to trade with you, and he's willing to take chances, that will definitely give Dubois opportunity to land something big. But I think he can take a punch, definitely. He showed that. I think he has all the extra tools right now, and experience and craftiness and savviness to beat a guy like Dubois right now. And Joyce, in my opinion. They're two. Dubois a little bit more, he has more rhythm than Joyce, but I think he'll definitely beat Joyce, though. He's just too slow. Prophet says, wasn't surprised by that good performance from Hunter at all. I thought Hunter was the good since Usyk fight, knew he would comfortably beat Kuzma. That's what's up. D. Madrano says, Hunter very deceiving. Yes, he is, man. Rory Tabora says, I've never seen somebody who looks like they're in as much danger while being as safe as Hunter. Yeah, it's just weird. Like if you go watch his pops, he's like a carbon copy of his dad, man. You guys go watch Michael Hunter Sr. He's like a carbon copy. A fight that I would recommend is his dad versus Pinkline Thomas. Lope Dog was good. He says Hunter versus Povetkin. Want the revenge for his coach Rockman. Yeah, that's right. Povetkin did beat Rockman. An old Rockman, but he did beat Rockman. Yes, Ronald Finkley. Usyk and Hunter was a barn burner. That was a good fight. And Sister Rage says, laugh out loud, Michael Hunter is no threat to top tier heavyweights. Well, I would say who's the top tier heavyweight? Is top tier top 10? Is it the top 3 or 4? To me, I think he is a threat based on everything that I brought up. You know what I mean? Is he this, 6'8", 200? No, he's not physically imposing, but just his experience. I think he could take a punch. I think he has sneaky pop. He fights when big guys don't want to fight. Now, how will he deal with somebody that wants to maintain the range and stay back and not coming forward on him and using that jab? That's a whole different style. Maybe that style just kills his style. You know what I mean? But he lets them hands go though, man. Speed and quickness, you can never underestimate that. In my opinion. Stormy B, what's good, bro? Y'all go subscribe to my man Stormy B, man. And Sister Ray says, do you think he beats Ortiz? If he can force Ortiz to fight his pace. If it's like a slow pace and you're letting Ortiz pick you off with counter punches and he's trying to be overly aggressive, he could probably find himself getting knocked the fuck out. But if he can force Ortiz into a continuity of just trading punches, trading, slipping, rolling, trading, test that stamina, test that, because Ortiz is what, 40? Well, I know people think he's like 75 years old, but 40 plus. We'll just go 40 plus, all right? Test that stamina, test those legs, let his hands go. I think you probably give him problems. But if he tries to just a slow pace fight where you're not testing Ortiz's stamina, then shit, or Ortiz probably catch him with a quick hard counter, man. D Madrano says Michael Hunter versus any slow 1-2 throwing heavyweight. You'll have a good chance. But hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all showing up, man. Just wanted to jump in here real quick, get my opinion about what I saw yesterday. But yeah, man, till then though, man, y'all be good, man. I'm gone.